It is indeed that time of the week again. SLRPcast again, and we have a lot to talk about because this week was E3, and if you don't know that, you don't have a nerd card.
It's very E3E.
Yep. Yes. If I had a little symbol thing, I would have thought about before. I would have had say E3 Special Edition or something, but I didn't do that. So
We're lazy.
Okay. A lot to talk about though. We've got all 4 or 5 conferences or whatever, but I guess we'll just kind of start going through some of our stories we've got that are kind of the big ones. The successor to Limbo was announced, and it is called Inside. Looks atmospheric and moody and all that kind of stuff that Limbo was also. So, I mean, I have never played Limbo, so I can't say much, but I think it was a very loved game, so...
It was 2D, so count Trevor out.
That's not why I didn't play it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a good game, so I'm excited to see what they do with this one. I don't know if... it's at least a spiritual successor in tone, I think, but I don't know if there's any connection to Limbo. I kind of doubt it, but it looks good. I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah, it'll be good, and it looks pretty interesting. I don't know. It looks good. Looks like, and it's got some interesting themes to it. They haven't said much about it though. Just showed a few minutes of little stuff. I don't know. There was a pretty awesome gameplay video of a level of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It looked pretty darn impressive graphically. Nothing with Kevin Spacey, sadly. But no, it was good to see some of the gameplay, and that quality of other stuff matches the quality of that stuff. I'm very eloquent today.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could have said that more eloquently. Yeah.
No, it looks good, and there was some nice lighting engine stuff. A lot of some nice effects that really bring you in to the game, and it looks good. It looks good.
I mean, it was the best looking game at E3. I mean, I know I'm gonna get slammed for that, but I did not see another game that was claiming in-game footage.
Yeah.
That was actually being played that looked better. I mean, the little teaser for Uncharted probably looked better, but that wasn't actually like gameplay. So, I mean, I know that's kind of like a saying, this is the best ever, but I didn't see anything that looked as impressive. I mean...
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, because, I
know that hurts you and pains
Batman looked really good.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say Batman looked very good.
Batman did look really good too.
But
I think I'm just glad to see like the next gen that had been discussed is finally maybe upon us this year. Really the year of 2015, because that was the theme of E3. This year was
torturing your games.
Yeah, everything they showed you was like, oh man, I'm gonna play that at Christmas. And
I can't wait for a year from now.
Yeah. So. But it feels like stuff is actually starting to look next gen. Like the graphics they had promised us, it's starting to blur the line between CG and actual in-game play. I mean, it's not completely there yet, but it feels like it's very, very close.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It looks good. Excited to see that. Speaking of improving graphics and stuff, GTA 5 was announced for, as the article says, pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the much-wanted PC version that is coming out. Also,
I can't wait to see like all the mods that come with that community.
I know. Well, GTA just has the weirdest mods. Like you could play as a horse.
Yeah.
Or it was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, I might have to get. Oh man, I don't know. Well, and then also announced, of course, for next-gen systems. So I know, like, everybody I've talked to was excited about that just because, oh man, it's so fun. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's going to be a tough one to pass up for getting from Xbox One and for my PC. But I'll probably not do that at first, just because I'm not quite rich. But
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't remember. I might have tweeted it from my personal account, but there was someone put up an image comparison between the PS3 and the PS4, and I mean, it was pretty outstanding. Like, I mean, you look at the textures in the current version of the game, like even like in the ground and the grass and stuff, and it's just a flat texture. Where like with this update, there's going to be actual blades of grass, and they're adding a bunch of wildlife, and all the textures have been increased. And I think like you and I both said to each other after when we were or when they first like revealed the trailer, it like took a minute to realize, oh, this is GTA 5. Like you didn't recognize it. I mean, other than some of the landmarks, you wouldn't have known what game that was.
yeah, it was a construction site that really I was like, I saw it because it has all those circles and stuff, and I don't know, I've done a few
Oh,
things in there, and I was just like, that's GTA. And
yeah.
it's, yeah, it's, oh man, it looks so, and it just excites me to see. Which I mean, I wouldn't really expect anything less from Rockstar, just to put really their all into that, where they weren't just like updating textures.
Hmm.
They were putting in like that grass that wasn't seen at all. I don't think. I don't remember seeing any of that.
Well,
And
even in the opening, even just like the water looked way better. Like
hmm
everything just yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to jump in and play that game again.
hmm Oh man.
Although it's going to be coming out around a lot of other good games this
Yeah.
fall, so it
It
might be
will
hard
be.
to commit much time.
Yeah. Oh, and also along with that too, you'll be able to transfer. For those of you who are concerned about it, you can transfer your online characters from past gen to next gen. So, well, actually, they said you can transfer your old character from past gen to either PS4 or Xbox One or PC. So anybody
Yeah,
PC, that's exciting for you too. I know I was really happy to hear that because that was one of my main worries. Because especially if it was coming out in the fall, I would have not much motivation to play that game because it'd be like, oh, it's going away anyway. Not that it's not fun, but it just sometimes you want to build up your money. So I
you
don't
didn't
know.
want to lose all those microtransactions.
Yeah, I can freely buy that $20 thing and not feel like I wasted my money entirely.
Other than the fact that you paid money
Other than the
for
fact that I
fake
bought money
currency.
for money and
Yeah.
I spent real money for fake money. But yeah. Yep.
Hey, us gamers have never claimed to be, uh, financial
Wisest.
advisors or anything like that.
Yeah.
Retirement really isn't on our radar.
What? I want fun now, not later.
Yeah.
And then a surprise for me, and a very happy surprise. They announced Little Big Planet 3. Ah, I'm so happy about that. It does kind of worry me that it's not being made by Media Molecule, actually. Apparently, they're working on some super secret project for PS4, which will probably not be revealed for a while. Although maybe whatever's coming up soon. I don't remember which
Okay,
one it is.
so I'm
GDC.
completely out of the loop on this one. That is news to me. Who's making
Yeah,
it?
Sumo Digital, I believe, is what they were called. And
Really?
they did some work on like a conversion thing, some DLC for Little Big Planet 2. But
Huh.
yeah, they're a new company. It looks like they've got their heads on right though for it. It doesn't look like they're doing stuff. But
I thought, and maybe I misread this or heard it wrong, but I thought I even heard that they like took one guy from the community who had been making a bunch of levels and actually
Mhm.
hired him, and there was like they were saying that like the community thought the guy died or something because he.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, that sounds well. Little Big Planet has a very odd and kind of different community. They have because they'll have levels that say like different stuff that have like political agendas or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but
Mhm.
they're a very interesting group. But yeah, I'm excited for that. If anything else, it's just another Little Big Planet, which I love those games so much. Um, yeah. Moving on, or did you want to
Yeah.
say?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm done with that.
Oh, okay. Another kind of, I don't know if it was really honestly a surprise for many other people, but I was surprised Dead Island 2 was coming out. I was mainly surprised because they're working on Dying Light. Whoever, uh, I guess I don't know who's making Dead Island 2, but
Yeah, it's a different developer because
is it? Oh, okay.
The Dead Island developer is making Dying Light, and then another developer picked up Dead Island 2. So
That
I mean,
just, yeah,
really strange. I mean, I figured that they probably figured the IP still had some life in it. People had some, name recognition. I mean, I don't know how well the last game sold. Whatever it wasn't.
Riptide.
Riptide. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Uh,
Maybe they figured there was some oomph left in the IP, but yeah, I mean, I saw that and I was so confused. I was like, "What is going on? Isn't Dead Island 2 Dying Light?" But no, so I don't know. I mean, my guess would say this game's gonna suck, but that's just me. I could be wrong,
yeah,
but I mean, just the tone of the trailer was obnoxious, and I mean, especially coming from like the original trailer for Dead Island, which seemed really serious and somber, and then this one was very playful and kind of, like, hey, yay, it's the apocalypse, let's have fun and steal
yeah,
shoes from zombies. Like it just, I mean, maybe that game has a place and that's fine. It just, for kind of being a sequel to something that took itself much more seriously, it just, I don't know, it kind of hit the wrong note for me personally.
it seems like they're listening to the fans too much. They're or they're trying to go with the analysis. Uh,
Like as far as, I mean, what do you mean by that? Like,
it seems like they're trying to go. They're trying to please people too much. They're not focused on
uh,
what they want to be. They're trying to focus on what they
yeah, I mean, it
want
kind of
people to
seemed
want to
like
be.
maybe they were trying to shoot for a Dead Rising vibe a little bit,
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously the jury's still out on it. And have we found out yet if that was Jack Black's voice
I
in the
don't know.
trailer?
I honestly haven't looked it up, but it sounded a lot like him. So
Yeah, I still haven't
I
seen
don't know.
anything on that. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a good game. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to Dying Light a lot more than I am to this game, but they haven't really
Yeah,
showed us much on it yet. So
yeah.
who knows?
Who knows? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on then. I guess Batman, Batman gameplay trailer, which I
Yeah,
guess they said the last one was a gameplay trailer, but we didn't believe them until now
yeah,
because that
exactly.
game looks incredible.
Yeah, I know. Like we would. I was sitting there like watching that previous trailer, like trying to pick it apart. I'm like, okay, maybe that had to been gameplay. That was probably CG. Like trying to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I believe the whole thing was gameplay. I mean, it looks very shiny.
Yeah, it just looks so incredible. Yeah, just the way his cape works, and just oh gosh, it looks so good. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, and you can have a tank, a
yep,
bat.
Bat
Uh,
Tank.
yeah. So yeah, we can be Batman and we can punch people in the face. I'm not sure that my dream of playing as Bruce Wayne is going to be realized in this iteration, but I'm still hoping.
Here's open.
But yeah,
um,
that's going to be. I mean, after you know the last game, which I mean, it wasn't the same develop. It wasn't Rocksteady that made that last one, was it? Who was it that?
no, I don't.
Origin.
Let's see, I remember who made
I mean,
Origin.
it's just such a stark comparison. I heard him in an interview saying how like, um, you know, the first game it was really kind of. I mean, the kind of the fighting system and some of that stuff was really kind of what made the game what they really focused on. I mean, the second one, the kind of traversal, the abilities to traverse the city was really kind of what they focused on most, like being able to just glide everywhere and
Mm-hmm.
And then someone asked him, like, well, what's your focus with this game? And the answer was the Batmobile. So I'm like, okay, well, they're definitely putting all their eggs in one basket with this Batmobile. They're, I think it is crucial to the Batman experience, but I'm hoping that it's not so much so that it's, that maybe they, if
Well,
nothing else, it's going to be pretty and it's probably going to be fun. But it was surprising to hear them say the Batmobile was like their focus.
yeah. Well, and I mean, they improved like other aspects of the game though beyond simply like traversal through the city and Arkham City too, or Arkham City, and so I mean it's not like I don't think they're just gonna do that only that. So I mean I think that just means that that's the
Yeah.
one feature that they're kind of really trying to implement well. So I mean I think it'll be a good game. They do
Yeah.
good work. So and I'm just happy they have Kevin Conroy back. I mean that other guy did a good job, but Kevin Conroy he is Batman.
No, that's a lie. Michael Keaton is Batman. Take it back.
Christian Bale is Batman. No,
Mm,
no. I loved
Ben Affleck.
Kevin Conroy, Convoy. Well, we'll move on. There's been a lot of new stuff, or I don't know. There's a new trailer and some gameplay demos, though we haven't seen them, for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, and the new trailer was pretty heavy, I guess you might say. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm very excited to hear about that game, and it's exciting to hear a lot of people that have been playing the gameplay demos that are excited about that game. And
Yeah, it feels like
they say it's pretty good.
they didn't. I don't know. I'm a little bit torn about that whole trailer thing. I mean, I know you always kind of expect this big, long, epic trailer whenever there's an MGS game, but it's like last year they showed us Snake on a freaking horse in the desert, and it was awesome. like where was any of that stuff? Like now it's like,
That's true.
oh, here's
Here's a trailer. There's no
trailer
gameplay.
with
No.
no gameplay, and it's really sad. And he rubs some dude's ashes all over his freaking face. Like, so I don't know. I just feel like it was such a letdown. Like, it was
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nice trailer, but where was that gameplay? We saw gameplay last year of him on a, in that open world environment, like hiding behind the horse and some of that. And I figured they already technically have let us play the game, with the $30 tiny version that they released.
Yeah. The mini tech demo kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, so what would have been the harm in showing us some more of that game? But oh well, they will do what they want to do with it, and I'm sure it'll sell just fine. I'm sure it'll be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I was just hoping to see more of that kind of open world that they kind of alluded to last year.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I didn't even think about that they showed the stuff last year. I don't know why they didn't show some. Maybe, sadly enough, Metal Gear is not the focus anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but well, I mean, it took up long enough in that I mean, how long was that trailer? It felt like
it was like 5 minutes, I think.
yeah, it was a pretty long trailer.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's coming out, and that'll be good.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
that'll be awesome. Yay! Okay. Then we'll move on to one of our other stories here, and then we'll kind of, I don't know, do some other stuff. Uncharted 4 was announced, much to nobody's surprise.
Yeah.
Well, not that it's been announced, I guess, but we had a more.
It was a teaser part 2, is what it was.
But it actually gave out a name, A Thief's End is what it's going to be called, and it had Nolan North again and Sully. I guess I don't know that actor's name, but Sully's awesome, of course, though. But yeah, so that was exciting to see. Oh man, we've got so much to go through right now. I'm just realizing.
Yeah. So
open up a few links to.
That was announced. That was fun. There was no real gameplay shown. They kind of, I mean, they said it was running on the PS4, which I don't know what that means. Was it on the Blu-ray player or?
Well, and then They've
Uh,
done that before too.
no,
I assume they're just saying that the PS4 is capable of rendering those things.
yeah,
I
it's
guess I
uh,
don't know.
it's exciting. It looks great. I mean, I love
It does
Uncharted.
look very good.
Can't go wrong with Uncharted. Although
Hmm.
did you kind of get the vibe that this might be the last one? Like
I
from
did get
some,
that vibe.
kind of from like the trailer, they're like one last time, let's go do this, and then
Hmm.
I don't
I
know.
think it is, and I think that's probably good. I mean, as
Yeah,
much as I love that game, they can't keep dragging it out too. Because and I'd rather see them make a good end than to drag it on to three more sequels and
yeah,
just kill it. Which I guess they'd still be good, but sooner or later they just kind of lose their soul. So and it'd be nice to see where Naughty Dog will go. Which maybe the Last of Us and sequel. We'll see. I kind of have no doubts that they really have one of those in the works, but I don't know. But yep, that looks good. So we'll see that. And I guess there was a lot of stuff. So if we pass anything up, it's yeah. We'll say a quick thing about Assassin's Creed. I guess Assassin's Creed Unity looks very good. They're doing a lot of different stuff with it, and it looks like it's more going back kind of the Assassin's Creed roots of not being on a pirate ship, which as much as I love being on a pirate ship, um, it'll be nice to see that where you're just kind of running around, free running around Paris,
yeah. I mean,
killing people.
a big emphasis on multiplayer. It looks like
Yep.
with this one.
Uh, co-op stuff, so that'll be awesome.
Can't
And
play as a girl though.
yeah, no women in it. That's sexist,
Yeah,
misogyny.
yeah. You know those misogynists over at Ubisoft.
They're so
Uh,
they're so stupid.
I almost believed you. Uh, so yeah, that looks good. I mean, they always kind of make me like not want to play another one because I'm just like, oh, how can they make these so fast? They can't be that good. They keep pushing these things out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Black Flag was great, and I mean, look, I really liked. I know I talked to you a little bit about this, but you know the way that they've kind of changed the mission structures is really exciting to me. Like if you're familiar with Assassin's Creed, you know that there's like kind of three missions types besides the assassinations. You kind of have the go stalk someone and follow them without being caught. You have the chases, or you have like go find somebody in this city type thing. And one of the things I heard the developers talking about is that they've changed that to where those three styles have kind of been blended into one. A mission may start out as a kind of a follow mission, and maybe you get caught, and then instead of failing the mission, it just kind of evolves into a chase. And then if you end up losing them, you don't fail the mission. It just kind of turns into a hide and seek, like go find the person you lost, which I think that'll alleviate a lot of the frustration of it feeling very gamey. Like, oh, you failed the mission, start over. Like, I think that's where a lot of video games are going now, is like trying to get us out of that, you know, level structure. Like, here, you beat this level. Like Wolfenstein, you always knew when you were moving on to the next level because it was just obvious with a cutscene or something like that. Where it feels like we're seeing a lot of games move away from that. Even in Ubisoft, it seems kind of like it's an internal, uh, I don't know, sea change or like mission of theirs to get rid of these, kind of cutscene transitions in games and kind of give you the story through the gameplay. So that, I mean, that's exciting with that, and I mean, not to segue without letting you talk about it, but that, I mean, we also are seeing that in Far Cry 4, I think, too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Far Cry 4 looks really good.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. That's all I was saying. It
Oh,
seems
I
like.
thought you were saying so. Oh,
Oh no, I'm just saying like with
oh,
Far Cry, you kind of saw that too. I mean, you saw that a lot in Far Cry
yeah.
3, but um,
They're focusing on kind of emergent story. And when I don't remember what they were saying, but oh, they were saying every second is a story.
mm,
At the end of that gameplay trailer, which all showed off open world co-op. which is what I really wanted Far Cry 3 to have. So it's exciting to see Far Cry 4 have
Yeah,
that.
and that's interesting too because they're rethinking the co-op in a multiplayer game, and I really like what they're doing with it because like a lot of times when you play co-op, like a story mission with your friends, and you tend to talk to each other over the actual like in-game video or whatever, the story part where there's dialogue, and you just either skip it or you're talking to each other and nobody's paying attention. And what they've done with Far Cry 4 is they've kind of eliminated that problem by when someone comes in to help you in co-op, it's mainly to take down like a like a base or like something that's kind of more generic in nature. But then, so you can't play through the main story quests with a friend. You can only do like the different the side stuff. But a lot of times that's like to open up the map or whatever. But I really like that because it seems to make a lot more sense to me because I know every time I've played like a story game online with somebody else, the other person isn't paying attention or they skip the cutscene or something, and it's just
You're like, what are you doing?
yeah. So it's kind of a way to have co-op and not have your friends screw up the game for you.
Oh, selective co-op because friends are idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a lot. We won't mention some of this stuff because it's not quite as exciting. They had a trailer for another Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which looks. I mean, I guess it was just a CG trailer, but it's just exciting to see another game coming out.
Yeah, it was really cool to see how it's like going into her tomb raiding portion of her story.
Yeah, she's actually raiding tombs now, not just surviving a boat crash.
And she's getting some counseling, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
She probably
definitely needs that
after all the murder she committed.
Though it sounds like she's coping by committing more murder. But whatever,
Not intentional. She's just trying to, raid some tombs, and there were some dudes that needed murdered.
New trailer for The Witcher, which kind of was awesome in every way possible.
Gosh, that gameplay footage when he was hunting the griffin,
that game looks awesome.
Oh man, yeah. If you have not checked that out, if you're not a Witcher player or you think The Witcher's not for you, look up the new the gameplay trailer where he's hunting a griffin and
change your mindset.
Yes.
Or have it changed.
Yeah, it'll change it for you. That's for sure.
No, awesome. I don't think we have that linked.
Yeah,
we'll try and get that linked sometime.
We cannot forget about No Man's Sky. We got a new trailer.
No Man's Sky, yep.
We didn't get a lot more information. They're very aloof about it. I feel like it's like turning into a hipster game or something. I'm not sure. It's like very it's like, no man, we don't want to do that. It's more like I mean in some of those interviews, the guy from Hello Games, he kind of they continue to kind of like bash on the current tropes of games and like the gameplay mechanisms and everything. They just kind of put it aside and be like, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. So I think nobody can really figure out quite what, other than the fact that this is going to be an exploration game, I don't think anybody really knows what we have in store.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of going through some different stuff I wanted to get through. I wanted to talk about Destiny.
Of course you do.
Because
you're playing the alpha.
I'm part of the alpha now. I was lucky enough to get in, which I didn't think I would. So you
registered pretty late too. So
I was like the last second register. So I am very surprised I got in.
Maybe they just let everybody in then. Maybe they didn't have a big.
Could very much be that way. I'm very impressed by it so far. I love it a lot because it feels like it's nice and tight like Halo, but it does borrow a lot from Borderlands, which I love because Borderlands was one of my favorite games. But yeah, I was kind of worried they wouldn't have much of a selection of guns, but it looks like they've got like a really expansive selection of guns. So I'm happy to see that. Well, just mainly for loot because it's kind of boring if you pick up the same gun like 4 billion times. So that's exciting to see, and it just feels really nice. I'm impressed by it, and it seems like it really knows what it wants to do with itself, which is vitally important in a game. And I think that's honestly what makes a good game. Just because if they lose themselves, they just make crap. But yeah, I'm excited to finally play the whole thing because I played a. It's pretty cool because it all seamlessly like will like matchmake you with other players, and so because I was just kind of running around the world and suddenly there was like 4 other guys in this portion and then we were all just shooting stuff together suddenly, so that's pretty darn cool. I'm excited just to play with my friends just because I mean, it automatically makes it more social and I'm kind of shy when it comes to games, but so yeah, I'm excited about it. We've got the betas coming up July 17th for you PS4 owners and those of you who have pre-ordered the game, so you can get on there. I'm excited to join that again because this is only the alpha is going to last like this weekend, so I unfortunately have to go home, so I won't be playing it too much. But so far, I'm very impressed by that. I played a little bit of the competitive stuff too. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's good. Yeah. I guess there was one more thing that I specifically I'm really excited about at least was Rainbow Six Siege. Man, that game looks good.
Mm-hmm.
This was this was kind of their announcement that hey we're making a Rainbow Six game, but hey Rainbow Six Patriots is not happening.
Yeah,
Which who cares about Rainbow Six Patriot because this game looks incredible. This game looks so good.
Plus, it looked like Patriots was in development since like what 2009 or 10.
Yeah, it's
like, and it just felt like an old game when you looked at those trailers for it. Now it would have been they made the right decision. That's the main point there.
Yeah. You should check out the video for Rainbow Six Siege. It shows off some in-game stuff, but basically it's just like 4v4 or was it? No, it was 6v6. But you got your SWAT guys.
I think it was 5.
Oh, yeah, it was 5v5. Okay, that's right. But you got your your SWAT guys and your criminals that are inside holding a hostage, and your SWAT guys are trying to rescue the hostage. And there was kind of some talk about the hostage, the woman being the flag, which I mean, if you're that immature, yes, I guess you could simplify it that much. But basically, you were trying to rescue this hostage, and they were, and then it was really cool because it's like all destructible environment stuff. Which I guess I don't think you can probably take down the house. That'd be kind of weird, but especially if you took the hostage down with you. But you could they were sticking charges to stuff, and they would just blow holes in the wall. And at the end there, it was actually really cool because they stuck a charge to the floor, blew a hole in the floor, and they went through and just killed them all. So that was pretty cool. I know I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, it looks really good. And I'm also curious what else they're going to show from that game. I mean, they've only shown that one game mode, capture the hostage. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, there's been some. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been complaining about that and saying, oh, we've taken a woman and made it into a flag. And I think. I don't know. I mean, there's so much to be said about that. We don't need to talk about it here. But I think, for one, I'm assuming there probably is going to be a male that might need rescued at some point. I'm pretty sure we have saved males in Rainbow Six games before. Nobody complained about that. I mean, there are going to be strong women in storytelling, and there's going to be weak males and weak women in storytelling as well. And I don't know why they ought to jump all over this one, because I think it does when you feel like you're actually trying to save a person. I think it puts a lot more weight and importance on the mission at hand. It's not, you don't feel like it's a flag that, oh well, if I drop it, it doesn't matter. But whatever, the game looks great, and it feels like that's where Rainbow Six needed to go. There's so much saturation in first-person shooters and military first-person shooters right now. that you lost the earbud. That having something that is very like kind of more sim. I mean, it's obviously not a simulator, but it's definitely more real life. It's not this like exaggerated, action movie. It's
Hmm.
more like working together as a team and kind of. I don't think you're. Hopefully, you won't be able to. There'll be less people just jumping in there and kind of going lone wolf on it because you really do have to work as a team. At least it appears that way.
Yeah, people could definitely ruin the game that way and just be stupid. But yeah, I have high hopes for it. I think that'll be really good to do some team stuff. So
Um, yeah, I mean there was so many games, and I don't think
yeah,
we probably have time to cover them all. But I know we've missed a few. But I mean, Hardline that's coming out. That's going to be maybe good. I don't know. I think both of us have
yeah,
played the beta. It's
hmm
a little rough around the edges right now. It's weird because it feels like they've tried to take the Battlefield formula and then turn that into cops and robbers, and depending on who you're playing with, it still just feels like Battlefield.
yeah.
um,
It definitely is very Battlefield.
yeah, it doesn't get. I don't know. It seemed like I kept playing the game. I played it quite a bit yesterday, and it's like there were moments where I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel like a criminal right now. This is cool, but they were fleeting, and most of the time it just felt like we were going after a target in Battlefield. Um, but they did a really good job at E3 of showing that more scripted gameplay trailer, which made it feel like really epic. And then when you
Hmm.
play it, it's like you don't even see those moments most of the time. Like you're kind of somewhere else usually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, I don't know. It's just it it feels like it has potential, but it just like I mean, honestly, I'll have like I feel like there's moments like that trailer in Battlefield like quite often. I don't know. I like
hmm
Battlefield 4. I played those, and that happens a lot. It's just like, oh, that's cool. But in this game, it feels like it's like, oh, I'm running for a while and I'm gonna die probably pretty soon. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It could be good, but they've got some polishing to do.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely we're way over the half-hour mark here, so I think we
yeah,
should probably wrap it up. But there's a lot to talk to, and I think we probably
there's
put some more stuff
a
up on the
lot.
site
Yeah,
soon.
there's I mean, and if you want to go through, we've kind of got some of the highlights from all the conferences, so you can go through those lists, and we have stories attached to some of them to where you can watch those trailers, which I'll try and put some more up so you guys can have a nice, quick, easy place to look for those. But a lot of those trailers weren't readily available on YouTube yet, so look at that. I'll get that all figured out. So yeah, but mm-hmm. So that
Yeehaw!
was E3.
Another one
There's
in the
a lot to it.
books.
Mm-hmm. So,
So until we meet again,
yep.
Avita, then
We'll
say
see you
then
next week.
sayonara. Bye.
Bye.